Hi, it's Kathleen from Middle Grades Maven and In the Middle. I just wanted to share with you one way I like to communicate with my students' parents, and that's by using Remind. Remind is an app as well as a website that you can access by going to remind.com, and it lets you communicate with your students or their parents or guardians by text message or by email alerts, and they'll be able to pick which method they want to be notified by when they sign up. And it's really safe and secure. It does not use your phone number or personal information. Basically, they are not able to contact you back by text message or email through the system, but it's just a way that you can send notifications to your students and parents. So if you do not already have an account, you would just click where it says Teacher Sign Up. You would just obviously type in all the information it's asking for and press Complete. I already have one set up, so I'm just going to show you what it looks like. It has one class I just added as an example, reading, and I'm going to add a new class, which is what you will do if you're just starting to use Remind. So add a new class, type in whatever you'd like. They give an example of Math Period 1. You want it to be something, obviously, if you teach the same subject multiple times, that's going to be able to be differentiated in terms of your classes, so you know which one that you're trying to contact, though you are able to also do multiple classes at the same time, which I'll show you in a little bit. So I'm just going to put in Language Arts, and then you need to come up with a class code, or else it will generate one for you, and that would be a bunch of random numbers and letters. So I suggest coming up with a code, maybe your last name or something to do with your school. So I'm just going to pretend my last name. I'm just going to go with Rossi 1, 2, 3. Let's do that. Good, it's not taken yet. All right, so we're going to pretend my last name was Rossi. And so what you would do is you press Add, and then it's going to come up with some information that you can use to share with your students and their parents so that they're able to sign up for your alerts. So here it says share the link, so you can share this link if you have a classroom website or maybe at Open House, you could share that. It also has some really helpful handouts that you could print out to distribute in a newsletter or at open house to your parents. I would recommend just telling parents, if you do have an open house, to take out their phones and do it right then. Just give them a couple minutes to do that, just so it ensures that they don't forget to do it later when they get home. And it will give them the number to text, which again is not your number, obviously, and they'll be able to type in the code you came up with, which will hopefully be something pretty easy that you decided on. It also gives another just example of an image that you can use to share. All right, so this is what it looks like now. I have a reading class and a language arts class, two different classes where we're going to present with two different sets of students. And once people start signing up with the class code and the number, which it also lists here again for you, the subscribers will show up on the right. So their names will pop up here. Right now we have none. So the first thing you'll do is figure out what class you want to send a message to. So I'm just going to send it to Language Arts. If I wanted to add another class, if you click in the field, you can either type it or just click below. So if I wanted to send something to multiple classes, that's how I would do it. And if I wanted to get rid of one of the classes, you just click on the X. Pretty simple. Here is where you type your message. So whatever it may be, let's say I'm doing Language Arts, maybe I would say, don't forget that your research paper is due on Friday. I don't know. We're just going to make something up here. If you wanted it to send exactly when you typed it, all you would do is press send here. Notice you have 85 characters left. Sometimes I have a lot I want to kind of type in there, and if I start running out of room, I'll just obviously, like for example, I would just abbreviate here, something like that, if you're running out of characters, or you can send multiple messages. But if I wanted it to send right then and there, all I would do is press send, and it would show up down here that the day, time, everything that I sent it. So then you can kind of have a little record for yourself of your communication with parents or students, depending on how you use this. Right now I teach 5th grade, so I just have my students' parents sign up for it. I know sometimes in middle school and high school teachers have students actually sign up using their phones or email addresses, or coaches even have used it for sports. So it's kind of up to you. There's so many ways you could use this. Something else you can do, which is neat, is if you had something to remind students about, like maybe, let's just say something similar again. Spelling Homework is due on Tuesday this week. All right, so you can schedule it for later. So if you have assignments or something that you know are going to be due on a consistent basis, and you already know what date it's going to be due, all you do is go down here, click, and schedule it for later. So if I wanted this to go out, I don't know, next Monday, and you can pick a time. You probably don't want to have it messaging people in the middle of the night. They probably wouldn't appreciate that. So pick a time that makes sense. So maybe say at 1 o'clock, I don't know. And you wanted to schedule it for that time. You press schedule. Obviously, it's not going to send it right away, but if you click here, these are your sent messages. Over here, if you click on scheduled, it'll show up when it's scheduled to send. And then once it sends, it will go back into your sent messages section. All right, another cool thing that Remind lets you do is attach PDFs and images to your messages. So if you were talking about the spelling homework and you wanted to upload the PDF that goes with it so parents could see what you were talking about, you'll click on this paperclip. I'm just going to go to my desktop here. And I don't really have spelling here, but we're going to just do an example with an inference PDF I have. So here's the PDF, and then you would just type the message that you want to go with it. Say, see attached PDF for assistance. Okay, and then you could press send. All right, and then there it would be. So they would be able to access that. So you can do, like I said, photos, PDFs, that kind of thing. I want to show you something else that's really cool that you can do, which is adding a widget to your classroom website. So if you wanted to put your Remind messages that you've sent out onto your website, you would just go to My Widgets. And this is where you would find the different widgets. So if you wanted both your classes or if you had more than one to show up, you would just copy this HTML code here and upload it to your website, your classroom website or blog, or you can do individual classes. So that's where you could find that. And if that's just like crazy talk to you, I'm sorry, but that's if you know what I'm talking about. Yeah, you can definitely have that. I have that on my website, and I'll show you that in just a second. All right, here's an example on my classroom website of what the widget will look like once you upload it. And depending on what type of website you use, it might be a little different however you access it. But it just has different dates of messages I sent, what they said. Here's an attachment for the Scholastic Warehouse sale, that kind of thing. You can load more, so they can go back to and see previous messages sent. So that's just another way that you can incorporate Remind as a way to communicate. All right, hopefully that you learned about something new. Maybe you haven't heard about Remind before, or maybe you didn't know how to use it. But I think it's a great way just to communicate with students and their parents. You can just go to the Remind website, and if you need any extra information, it'll show up on the bottom. If you just go to learn more and you're still not sure about it, or you just want to learn more about it, you can find out more by clicking around here. All right, have a great day.